You have to go out on the edge and say, this may not work, you know, and be bold. Don't work safe, because then you're not exploring every second on there. And even if you do bomb, and we all do, something good will come out of that. Some little notion, some little thought.
You'll get something that'll make it better next time.
You'll fix it next time. And that was the best advice I've ever been given. And it was by a brilliant man. He's 96 years old now. His name is Jack Rollins.
Oh, yeah, I know who he is. Yeah.
And he was Woody's manager, Nichols and May.
Yeah.
And I was one of his puppy comedians. At the
puppy
office.
Comedians?
Well, we were the new, you know, I was like a new guy, and at that point they had Dick Cavett and Robert Klein, and Woody, of course, and Tom Poston, who was really funny. And Jack was the dean. Yeah. And man who worked under him, Buddy Morrow, was my everyday guy. And I was starting to do pretty well. I had like a really good 20 minutes.
Comedy clubs around.
Yeah, Catch a Rising Star in New York and the Improv. And I had this, and Jack was coming to see me. Yeah. Now, Jack looked like an eclectic Brooklyn College English professor with tons of dandruff on his shoulders and looked like they were epaulets, you know.
like he was a Navy admiral.
Yes. Yeah. And always a little butt of a cigar in his mouth.
Yeah.
And Duke Ellington's eyes. He had these very sad eyes. And I really hit this 20 minutes good. I was really strong. Yeah. Crowd wanting more, left great. Jack and I go out afterwards. First time I'm going to be with this man, and I'm thinking he's going to say to me, I'm giving up Woody. It's you.
Yes.
And
You're that good.
Yes, I was feeling very cocky. It was a really strong, because you get this afterglow from a good 20 minutes, man. It's great.
Oh yeah.
And Jack looks at me and says, "How'd you feel it went tonight?" I said, "Well, I thought it was great. Audience loved it."
He said,
"I didn't like it." And now I'm ready to stab him. And I go, "Why?" And he goes, "It was very effective.
Yeah.
But you never told me how you feel about something. You never used the word I in a sentence. I know what Muhammad Ali thinks because I was imitating him. Yeah. I know what this is. I know what that is. They're wonderful toys and games, and you could do very well with just this 20 minutes for a while. But you work too safe, and you didn't leave a tip." And I go, what do you mean? The tip, it's a little extra something you leave on the table. You know, the audience will take that with them. They'll know who you are. You know, right? What you did was very good Chinese food. Yeah. You know, because you don't remember what you ate 30 minutes later.
You're full, but you don't know what you ate.
And he said, leave a tip. Yeah. Be prepared to bomb. Come in tomorrow.
So what became a tip?
Be personal. Talk about what you know. He said, listen, you're a husband and father. You have an 18-month-old baby. Talk about that. No one else does that on stage. They're not. All of these guys don't have anybody like that. Talk about that. Talk about that. And he said, come in tomorrow. Don't do any of this stuff. It'll be rocky, but something good will come out of it. Just be prepared to bomb.
And how long did it take you?
It took about a couple of weeks till I started to understand it. You know, the next night, I understood it. I did bomb, but it was something good about it, and it was something more casual. And then one night, at the bitter end downtown, it was then called the other end.
Yeah.
I'm on stage. Things are starting to go pretty well, and I see a silhouette of somebody in the doorway, and I went, "Oh man, it's Bill Cosby." That was my hero then.
Yeah.
I mean, because Cosby was the guy, and he was so relatable, you know, on the records, on those records. He, you know, he had brothers, I had brothers. He played football at Temple. I belonged to a Temple. So, you know, there was, I'm working the act in Charlie.
Yes,
and
right.
so then he came backstage and introduced himself. This was like my, you know, this was like meeting Mickey Mantle. This was Cosby at his height. Yeah. And we went next door and he started talking. And he said an interesting thing, very akin to what Jack told me. Don't let them catch you working.
Yeah.
Don't let them see you working. Just talk. It'll all come out. And it's taken a long time for that to happen, but, you know, I've taken that advice very well.